Are you a fan of Shark Tank? Of course you are. That's why you're watching or listening. Tonight we have on the show the two guys behind the Shark Tank blog, Rob Merlino and Kirk Taylor, so stay tuned. Hi, and welcome to episode 42 of the Small Businesses Do It Better show. I am your host, Carissa Dunphy, and tonight we have the two guys who are behind the Shark Tank blog, which is a very popular Shark Tank blog, hence the name. They have tons of interviews, updates, everything you can think of that relates to Shark Tank. Auditions, casting, shark information, everything that you can think of. So we're going to talk to them in just a second. First, I want to tell you about our sponsor, which is Ovaleye. And they've got some new information, so this is really awesome. If you're interested in hosting your own show online, like the one I am doing now, if one of your New Year's resolutions is to do more with video, or you want to create some buzz around a product for the holidays or a new product launch, Ovaleye produces my shows and others like it, and they want to do the same for you. Ovaleye.tv is a brand building engine fueled by live streaming content. The engine was first built to expand the brand of Ovaleye. The response was awesome, and the Ovaleye TV live streaming platform is ready to push you and your brand out to your audience live. It's fun and it works. So start working with Ovaleye by emailing them at producer@ovaleye.tv, calling 877-OVALEYE, or you can go to ovaleye.tv, as you can see there, and tell them that you heard from them from Carissa or Small Businesses Do It Better. Very, very cool. So now you can do what I'm doing. Awesome. Okay, so a couple things I want to talk about really quick. As you can see in the top corner of the website, we are on iTunes. We have both an audio and a video. We have a ton of MP3 listeners. So if you're listening audio, we also have video if you're interested. And while you're there, just leave a rating, hit a little 5-star, and write a comment. We would appreciate that, so thank you. And if you haven't seen this, since we're talking Shark Tank tonight, the new Entrepreneur magazine, it's got the sharks on the front. Very cool. They're trends of 2013. And inside, I'll let you see a peek. Page 45. A couple of our friends from Shark Tank are featured in here. The cat drawing guy, Eva the elephant. It gives little updates, and it talks about just bullet points, basically, the date they aired, their investment, and the result, which was really cool because a lot of times people wonder about that. There's also interviews with all of the sharks in here, which is nice. You can learn a little bit about them since all of you guys are Shark Tank fans. Is why you're listening and watching. So that's the current issue, so you can get it up at a bookstore or online or wherever. So without further ado, I would like to introduce you to our guests tonight, Kirk Taylor and Rob Merlino, the Shark Tank blogmen. Rob was having trouble with his video, so we have his photo there, as you can see, but we have him on audio, and as you see video, that's Kirk Taylor. So welcome to the show, guys.
Thanks for having us.
Are you still there, Rob? Hi, Rob. All right. Okay, so why don't you start out by telling us a little bit about yourself, how you guys met, and what led to the start of the Shark Tank blog?
Well, Kirk and I met through affiliate marketing conference that we'll be attending later this year, and we always wanted to work together on something. And I had a rather nasty hernia last winter and really couldn't drive or go anywhere, so I laid around the house writing blogs about the Shark Tank, and it's really just kind of taken off from there.
Very cool. And Kurt, how'd you guys kind of mesh together after you guys met at, I'm assuming it was Affiliate Summit that you met at, but how'd you guys decide to go with Shark Tank blog and team up?
Well, I had hooked onto the show right from the very first episode. I was writing about it in my personal blog, and Rob and I got together actually the night before a conference in Vegas in January, and we're talking about working together. And uh, I noticed that the traffic was coming up really good on the blog posts, and I thought, well, why not spin it off? And so I went out and registered the domain and got a hold of Rob and said, "Hey, you want to come over and write with this?" And he jumped in, and next thing you know, we're doing really good together. So, and we've been hammering it out. The original idea was for us to bounce off each other, and the blog took off so fast that I ended up doing more of the back end work, the design work, and the business management side of it, and Rob kept on hammering away at the writing. So now I'm starting to jump back in and do some more writing again.
Very cool. It's a super interesting story that led to kind of stumbling into it, and it's paying off because Shark Tank's huge. So on your blog, you guys interview practically everybody who's on the show, which is amazing. With all these interviews with all these business owners, what have you guys learned from this? Because I'm sure you've heard anything and everything.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's been really fun getting to know a lot of the entrepreneurs that have appeared on the show, and that some friendships have developed. You certainly get a glimpse into what happens that most people don't get, other than folks that actually have appeared on the Shark Tank. I see there's a couple of people in the chat room that probably could speak to the whole story not being necessarily told on television. Those are confidences that I'm not going to betray on the site. I mean, we could go in that direction if we chose to at some point, but if we did that, I think we'd lose the trust of those folks, that are speaking to us. So, I feel an obligation to honor their non-disclosures to the show, because, if I turn around and blow the whistle, so to speak, they might have repercussions, and I certainly don't want to put anyone through that. Of course, if they're ready, willing, and able to spill their guts, I'm more than happy to tell their story. But I think the most interesting thing is getting a sort of an outsider's look at the inside mechanizations of the show and what really happens. And what you see on TV is probably about a third of what really happens in most cases.
Yeah, and I've heard a lot of the times, even the Sharks will tweet after an episode or while it's airing, that pitch was 3 hours long and it gets cut down to, 20-minute segment with commercials. So There's a lot of editing done by those guys.
Well, I just spoke to Dr. Plate Topper this afternoon, and he was told by the producers he was the longest person in the tank ever. And if you remember that show, his segment was literally half of the hour. Mm-hmm. And there's a lot of things that that went on in that pitch that didn't necessarily get portrayed as they were. And those are the interesting things. I think that's what is compelling to our readers is getting that glimpse into what happens behind the scenes.
Definitely. And you guys do follow-ups too with people months afterwards, which people are always wondering, after the show, what happened to so-and-so, how are they doing? Because not all the people who get invested in or don't get invested in get a follow-up on the show Shark Tank. Only very few. I think there's about one per week.
Well, only the Disney moments, so to speak.
Nice. Can you, without disclosing anything you're not supposed to, can you tell us some of the secrets about Shark Tank that you guys may know of from interviews or just being who you are that most people may not have heard?
Well, let's just say that not everyone goes on the show to get a deal necessarily. They may have other, um, whether it's mostly PR. Okay, you got a lot of people who go on, and they really don't care if they get a deal or not. If they do and it's favorable, great. But if not, no biggie. Because they're really looking for the exposure. I'm not going to call anyone out specifically, but that does happen, probably more than you'd think.
What do you think on that, Kirk? You got any secrets?
Well, yeah, but Rob does most of the talking to the people that actually appear on the show, so he obviously gets more of the scoop, and but I did meet up with Barbara.
We talk about it though.
Right. Okay. Thanks. Now everybody's going to be picking on me wanting to know everything. So, but one thing that we've done is that we've been really careful about what we say, because that's a trust factor that's there. And when I met with Barbara, she actually told me what a deal was coming up on a show, and I'm like, okay, like, is this a test to see if I'll go out there and I'll put it out there, or do I keep my mouth shut and just kind of hold, and do I get brownie points for that? So I kept my mouth shut. I was also worried about that's really not how the deal would come down, and then I'd look like an idiot, coming back off of it. But
Yeah.
she actually told
Gotcha.
me exactly how it was going to happen. So that was really cool that she did that. The interesting thing that I found about talking to Barbara was I had this vision of how she did her deals, and I sat back and I listened to her talk, because there was a few other people in the room at the time, and I just listened to her talk to those people, and learned that she had a really calculated process on how she made her observations off of the emotions of the other sharks before she went in and decided what she wanted to do. So if you watch Barbara, she comes in, she doesn't jump in, she waits before
Interesting
she
point.
comes in to make a deal. And Kim Nelson for Daisy Cakes, she was her deal was huge. And I blogged about Daisy Cakes in my personal blog, and that actually is my #1 blog post I've ever had. The chart just went off the whatever, it's just incredible on the amount of traffic. But
And Daisy Cakes is probably one of the most successful investments on the show, period.
it was huge, and it should have never been either, when you look at it from an entrepreneurial side,
Yeah.
because like the guy said, it was the regional play best that turned out. Now she's sending cakes all over the place, and
Crazy.
dry ice. So
Yeah.
that was just cool, and Barbara got her investment back right away. But I knew that Kim Nelson was going to have problems with her website before she went on to the show, and I emailed her on Tuesday, and the show was airing on Friday, and I gave her 5 things she needed to fix. She got 4 of them fixed, and it went down exactly like it happened in her website crash, and I actually outranked her website with my blog post.
Oh, wow.
Traffic comes flying in. As soon as she goes down, the traffic comes to my website.
Yeah,
So
it's definitely important in timing with rerun dates, with live new show dates, with follow-up dates, and corresponding with your blog post. So you guys have that down to an art. For those of you in the chat, if you have any questions for either of them, let me know. Shelly Ealer from Show No Towels wants to know if you guys get free Shark Tank swag.
Only from Shelly at Show No Towels.
You guys, are you wearing? That's why you're not on camera right now, because you're wearing your towel.
nothing but.
Sorry, Shelley. I you were too.
That's a disturbing image. I'm sorry.
Oh,
No, I people have sent me stuff. Shelley sent, I believe, both Kirk and I the same show nose with the special Shark Tank piping that she gave to the sharks on air. She also sent one to my daughter, who proudly wears it at every one of her little swim meets.
I have one
And
too.
the Shark Tank one?
Not a Shark Tank one. I think I can't remember what's on mine. It's a green one.
No.
But yeah, nice
But I've
towels,
gotten,
by the way, Shelley.
yeah, I've gotten other stuff. I visited the Nardo brothers, last spring down when I was down in Florida, and we went out for hot dogs, and they
Surprise.
gave me the whole fries too. Yeah,
Surprise, hot dogs. Who would have guessed?
yeah. They all put ketchup though, so they're not that good. They're just kids though. So, but they they sent me home with a sampler pack, and Scrub Daddy sent me some sponges. The Freaker guy, yeah. So I've gotten Pro Energy in the mail. Seems like everyone I talk to will send me
Good too.
stuff.
The Pro Energy is working good for Rob too. Can you tell?
Yeah. Well, it's late where you guys. It's later where you guys are at too, and you guys are quite there. So I have a quick question for you. Part of the deal with Nardos wasn't part of that to change the name from Barbara.
No, no, that was actually, as Kyle explained, it was a pretty calculated move. Kirk was talking about how calculating Barbara is on her part. She loved the name. Their real name is actually Mastronardo, and they shortened it. They shortened it to Nardos because Mastronardo is a rather infamous Philly mobster, and those boys are from Philly. So didn't want to brand their product, with a notorious mob figure. So they shortened it to Nardos. And Barbara loved the name, but she brought it up in a very calculated manner on air, saying, "I hate the name," because she knew everyone would remember that comment. And they got a lot of feedback on that. So that was Barbara being calculating again, as Kirk mentioned. She actually loved it and had no designs on changing it. It was just,
Interesting.
it was a ploy. And Kyle expounds on that in one of the videos that we shot last spring.
Interesting. So in the chat, there's a lot of crazy stuff going on. You guys can't see it, but Roger from Wired Waffles is in the chat, and he's
But he's wide awake.
yeah, he is. He's always wired, but he's mad at himself because he never sent you guys any waffles. So you guys should expect some waffles. Wired Roger lives not that far from me, so I actually met up with him and tried his
I saw
waffles.
that.
But
Yeah.
you'll like the waffles. Shelley's
I'm a
good.
big waffle guy. I mean,
They're good
my
waffles. Okay, enough about waffles. Seriously.
Sure.
And my blog is Caffeine Keyboard too, so I can completely relate with him.
There you go.
Really quick, I want to touch on this. We're kind of running out of time, but I wanted to ask you guys, on your website, you do a lot with affiliate marketing. You have a lot of affiliate ads. You go to the affiliate summits, your big names. You guys are speaking there in January in Vegas. So if you guys are in Vegas in January, the affiliate summit, go meet them. Can you briefly explain affiliate marketing and affiliate ads to these small business owners and how they could incorporate it or get it going on their own website to make some money?
Well,
You go
ahead.
first. All right, I'll go first. Basically, we were going back and forth with this on someone on the Shark Tank site today, on the Facebook site, and the way I describe it is basically affiliate marketing is like having a commissioned salesperson working for you 24/7, 365. Roger is on Amazon, so he would get this. Amazon is an affiliate marketing outfit. I mean, they're probably the very biggest. They're the granddaddy. And the way it works is we as publishers can put a link to, and I'll use Roger as an example, to Wired Waffles on Amazon. And if somebody goes over to to Amazon and buys a 12-pack of waffles or whatever, however he sells them, we're going to get a small commission for referring that buyer to Amazon and in the end, Wired Waffles. So, we're basically in that instance acting like a commissioned salesperson. That's the layperson's example. Now, Kirk can give you the real complicated
Super.
answer. Yeah.
Yeah, I got into affiliate marketing, and I didn't even realize it back in '99 when I was a merchant. I set up my first affiliate program through BeFree, which I think they became part of Commission Junction later on. But what what the advantage of doing that is for merchants, if they get into the right networks, that you can get your branding out in front of tens of thousands of people, hundreds of thousands of people for a very, very low price through these networks. In the Facebook site, the conversation was going back and forth about problem areas with it, with coupon sites and everything, and I think that the point is on actually making a sell. Well, with banners out there, you're getting your brand out like Pepsi and Diet Pepsi, and if nobody buys anything, you still have your image in front of people, and so you can build your brand, and people will learn more about who you are. But it's a very effective tool to promote yourself. Now you have to work it like anything else. It's hard work, and it requires strategy. So, and I think that's the biggest thing that people leave on the table with it. It's a very cost-effective thing that you can reach a lot of people with.
But it's not something you can just throw up there and expect for the money coming. You got to track it. You got to watch the results. You got to see what's working, what's not working. You got to really stick with it and put
just like anything else.
Yeah.
Just like anything else. I mean, you get people in the industry who say, "Oh, it's so easy. You can do this." Just they make it sound easy, but in reality, I mean, Kirk's been at it over 10 years. I've been at it, I don't know, about 6, 7 years, and we learn something new every day.
Mm-hmm.
But think about it on the merchant side too. For any of the people that entrepreneurs, is that you can go out. In 2005, on one of my businesses, I was spending $75,000 a month on Google AdWords, and I had to watch exactly what my margins were to make sure that I was in line.
Yeah.
With affiliate marketing, I can spend a fraction of that and go out and get 10 times the exposure that I got for $75,000 a month, and I don't have to worry about it because I'm not spending that kind of money. And so that's an advantage. And if your product takes off, you might not need an investor.
Exactly.
You can sell your way out.
Good point. So if now, Rob, I know you're going to Affiliate Summit in Vegas. Kirk, you're not sure if you're going yet. Is that correct?
I'll be there.
Okay. So that's, what is that,
He's
January?
got to fix his Ferrari first.
It's on, well, it was on your website. Where'd it go? Anyways, I'm on the iPad, so maybe it's just not showing. There was a giant banner. So anyways, January, is it 11th through 13th or something like that?
I think it's 15th through 17th, isn't it?
In January in Vegas, Affiliate Summit West 2013. If you're interested in learning more about it, it's a great place to go. I'm sure if you contacted either of these two.
13th through 15th, I'm sorry.
Okay.
13th through 15th,
You're right.
I just found it.
There's just a bunch of people talking to themselves in the chat room. Shelly wants to go to Vegas.
Hey, be there,
Bring
Rob
your
and I
towels,
will-
Shelly.
Shelley could
hook up with
speak. Shelley could be a keynote speaker at this conference.
Shelly's an amazing speaker.
Yeah.
I won't repeat that, Shelly. Okay, so I want to thank you guys so much for taking the time, because I know it's late where you're at, to chat with us.
It's not that late.
Thanks.
Stop eating the waffles, and you won't be able to go to sleep without the waffles. So you guys, your website, sharktankblog.com. Can you guys really quick plug your own blogs too? Because you guys have your own separate personal blogs.
Mine's at kirktaylor.com, and There's about 500 posts on there that ranges from practically anything you can talk about, including fundraising and working with investors in all forms. I've raised millions of dollars in capital. Been on the Inc.'s fastest growing list and Entrepreneur of the Year in Iowa with different businesses that I started. Go ahead.
Amazing. Okay, Rob, tell us about your hot dogs.
Well, yeah, I mean, that was my initial foray into the internet marketing world. I run the hotdogtruck.com since 2007, 1,700 posts strong and going. It's a mishmash of a personal blog, a business blog, a bunch of craziness, nonsense, and asking Shark Tank entrepreneurs whether they put ketchup on their hot dogs. I also do hot dog stories where I go around, eat hot dogs, and shoot silly little videos about it. And I have a bunch of other niche little, sites that, I'm either selling a small product or something like that. But those are my, and how to start a hot dog business for those who are interested in that sort of thing, where I give advice and point people towards resources. So those are my three other quote unquote biggies. But I do have a lot of other things, a lot of other irons in the fire as well.
The all-American hot dog.
You know it, baby. You know it, and we have a lot of fun with that. It's we've been sent on vacations just to do our little videos, and someone in the chat room has sent some salsa along. That stuff's pretty good. Julie Boucher's out there. I think I saw her. She sent some product along, and we just have really a lot of fun promoting different. We promote small businesses on Hot Dog Stories too. Every time we go to a place, we're promoting a small business, and in some instances more than one. If someone sends us some samples, we bring them along and have fun with it.
Amazing.
So, yep.
So go to their websites, sharktankblog.com. They also have Facebook and Twitter. If you're interested about getting casted or auditioning for the next season 5, they've got info there also. If you want to know about interviews or where everyone's at, sharktankblog.com.
All the news about Shark Tank you need, and even some that you don't.
Definitely. I would have to agree with you. So thank you guys again.
Thanks, Carissa.
Thanks again for joining us. Oh my goodness. These guys, they're too much. Okay. I got to get past this. Okay, so now hold on a sec. I have to compose myself. Okay. Bazinga. Exactly, Roger. Thanks. Okay, so I want to talk really quick about our product this week that I'm featuring, which is super cool. I think, not going to promise, but I think Joel is going to go out for next season of Shark Tank. Okay, so Joel Paglioni is the owner of Magnetai. Sorry, we're back. Magnetai, which you can see here. The word is magnetic, but the last letter is E for tie. Very clever. It says aha. Love it. Okay, so what is unique about the Magnetai? Fancy packaging here. Shows you how to use it. Okay, so I talked with Joel on the phone about his tie. This guy I learned so much about ties within the half an hour I talked with him that I would ever know any other way. And this guy has put an insane amount into R&D, and I'm thoroughly impressed with him. Okay, so I got the deluxe tie, first of all. What's unique about these is they are reversible. They're two-sided, which is super nice. If you spill your salsa or your ketchup from your hot dog on your tie, you can just flip it over. You don't have to take it off. And you can't do that with any tie. I do have a regular tie here so you can see it. So here's the front. If you flip it over, it's not reversible. There's a seam. So there's special care and stitching that goes into all of these ties to make them reversible. You can't do it with any tie. So how this works is, I'm not a tie tire, so we'll just pretend here. The magnet part is in the bottom of the tie, and there is, again, you can't just throw a magnet in any tie and have it do it, because see the bottom here, it would just fall right out. So it magnets two to itself, as you can see, so it's not hanging all over the place. I always use the example, I don't know why, I must have seen this in a cartoon or something. The guy at work at the office, his tie gets sucked into the paper shredder. So that won't happen here because it also comes with another magnet. These are earth magnets. You can put this on the inside of your shirt and it will hold the tie to your shirt. So you have no flapping anything. It just stays. Just a tiny little, where are we? There we are. Tiny little magnet. Very nice. And you can literally flip this any way because it's reversible. The seams are on the side. There's no other ties out there. So, they're not pinned down. You can move it. You can take the magnet off if you want to. It's not like it's clipped on there. It's not going to put holes or anything. They do have standard versions for those of you who don't want a double side or reversible tie. They have summer, winter, and fall collections of ties. He sent me his flyer with his current colors. So there's a ton of them. You can go to themagnetie.com to see all the ties.
And perfect for Christmas.
Yeah. And he sent me the red one, which is perfect for Christmas. So another cool thing that he told me, I don't know if I'm supposed to say this, but I'm gonna, but he's going to be in Sky Mall in January of 2013, his ties, which is awesome. Sky Mall is like one of the things that everybody who has a product that's really cool needs to get into. So you can only get this online, and his website, as you can see here, very nice website, themagnetie.com. So go there to get your tie. And awesome magnetie. Thanks for sending it. It's got his logo embroidered. That's really nice. Okay. I'm impressed by this tie, and I don't even wear ties. Okay. So, as Hot Dog Man mentioned earlier, he was talking about Slausa. Next week, our guest is Julie Boucher. She is a partner at Slausa. And Slausa, if you don't know what the heck it is, I didn't, but you will quickly fall in love with it. Slausa is a gourmet topping, like a condiment for food. So I put Slausa on my hot dog. So Rob, you can use that. It is super good. Seriously, I don't know how to describe it. It's like you can't get enough of it, but I'll save it for next week. Sorry, but it's very good. And that's Slawsa, Slausa, Julie Boucher. And next week, the product that we're going to be featuring, you saw them on Shark Tank. We're just doing a full circle here. Is Econuts. It's the organic laundry soap, and they're super cool. I'll show you them. They're actually like little dried fruit berries, and you put them in your washer, and they last super long. They're amazing. They're very, very cool, and I'll show them to you close up because it's hard to explain without seeing them. So anyways, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Subscribe to us on iTunes. Leave us a review, please. And you can watch any of our episodes anytime at smallbusinessesdoitbetter.com. And thanks for watching.